Welcome to String Theory.
That thing.
The one and only String Theory. Every Wednesday night for the last 10,000 years we've been here talking to you about absolute nothing. And loving it.
And asking for more.
And this is my good friend, brother, Chris Coote.
Happy Wednesday.
The lovely Ginger.
Is right there.
You'll never know, but she is here.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a good night.
It's a big night.
It's a big night. This is a really big night.
It's a big night.
Because before you say, we're going to do that to last.
Oh.
Our sponsors, Boucher Guitars,
Yes.
Robin, Guillaume, God bless you guys. Levy's Leather Straps, G&G Music in Halifax, in Antigonish, Fantasy Music, Steve McNeil, not the
musical
premier. The musical premier. Fantasy Music Halifax, K&K Sound, Gallagher Guitars. I had a lovely Zoom chat with Dave Mathis.
Well, I was on the roof.
Yes, you were. Recording King. There's a new one coming on the way. The new Justin Towns.
It's in the mail.
Yes, it is. Alvarez Yeri. Thank you so much. Yamaha Music Canada. James Martin Instruments, our buddies in Ireland. Audio Sprockets, D'Addario, Canada, Brickhouse Guitars in Kitchener, Ontario, Joshua House, one of my favorite builders, Apollo Picks, Tone Right, Close Guitars, the amazing carbon fiber wonders, Opry Music Store, our good friend Vince Mullen in Mirror Machine, New Brunswick, and our newest edition with a video coming out in the next few days, Cody Guitars.
Live from Enfield.
Local
boy makes
Local
good.
boy makes wicked electrics. And I'm telling you right now.
They're beauty.
Oh, wait till you see this video. He brought 5 of them in here. Unbelievable. And our most important sponsor
This evening.
is
This show is brought to you live
by SpaceX, otherwise known as Starlink. Otherwise known as, I want to have Elon Musk's children.
Wow.
Don't make
that
it
would
weird.
be extra weird, and we wouldn't be enjoying that ever.
Probably not, but Elon, wherever you are,
Thank you.
I love you.
The connection sounds faster.
Yes, it does.
I'm enjoying it right now.
I'm enjoying it right now.
Silky highs and woolen lows.
woolen lows.
Frequency response flat from DC to the middle of channel 7.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah. And I just have to mention this because I've never done anything like this before. A beautiful human being, as we spoke of last week. As we spoke of last week, dropped a 2-4 of craft beer for me at G&G. I picked it up, and it was all this beer from Railway City in St. Thomas, Ontario. And I fell in love with this stuff. The honey elixir, the creamsicle ale, and now tonight I'm going to try a steampunk sour. It's delicious beer.
Dropped off at the gig.
Yes.
By Glenn himself.
Yes. And I got so excited about this stuff. Before we went to air, I called them.
Yeah, you did.
I called them.
You really did.
Yeah, you did.
And I didn't get any. I got the marketing woman, but I called them and I left this message. I told her how I got it and how much we enjoyed it. And so shout out to Railway City. And I know this brewery, I think, because Dave and I played in St. Thomas several times for a close buddy of ours up there. And I'm pretty sure that these guys actually sponsored.
If you did nothing more than look at the artwork on the cans, you'd still be impressed.
But I'm telling you, you'd never think that orange creamsicle beer would be worth a shit, but
there it is.
Yeah, it's not an overpowering creamsicle flavor.
This is
Just
one of the
kind
best things I've ever tasted. It's
Cheers to
just
you.
delicious. Cheers to you. I know yours
Cheers,
is
Ginger.
slightly better, but
Cheers.
Railway City, St. Thomas, Ontario. A beautiful, independent Canadian brewery. Thank you so much for that.
It's awesome.
Like ours here in Nova Scotia, Uncle Leo's. One of my favorite beers of all time.
There's so many of them.
There's so many of them. There's just so many of them. How do we get it from beer music to beer?
I don't know. You segued just like that.
So Capo Corner.
Another smooth segue.
Capo Corner.
Capo Corner.
Now, what I'm going to do for Capo Corner is a bit interesting. Well, actually, it's really interesting. But as you guys know, we did a major concert for Gallagher Guitars last year where we used my G70 that I bought last summer, and Dave Mathis, the beautiful, lovely owner of that workshop, decided to send a second Gallagher up so that Jeff Noss would have a guitar to play that was a Gallagher.
Right.
And he sent this Doc Watson model, which is a satin finish, all mahogany, designed by Doc and by J.W. Gallagher, and sat in the case quite a while because it has this kind of a retro recessed truss entry.
Right.
It's not up here where you can reach it. It's way back here by the end block.
Little hands only.
And you have to have hands like Hervé Villachez to get the wrench on there. It's like, bass, the plane. And you gotta get
the wrench.
Yes, the wrench is in the hole. You have to have that. And so Ginger, with her
Good one.
finely tuned Ginger paws.
No one noticed.
Smooth one.
Yeah, thank you so much. So Ginger, with her finely tuned, narrow, raccoon-like hands, beautiful, manicured paws, went in there and
Gave the truss rod.
and we finally found the right wrench. 'Cause
Right.
You couldn't tell that either because you can't. And I adjusted this neck, and this guitar just came to life. It was unbelievable, and the action on it is unbelievable.
Rings for days and days.
For days and days and days. Listen to that. It's like a jet
It's like
plane.
a percussion.
Yeah, it's like a jet
going
plane
on.
taking off.
Oh, wait. That was Jack scratching.
Good God.
Not bendy. It's
It's a very mellow.
It's very
loud,
loud,
too.
yeah.
It's really loud and very.
talk about big bottoms. That baby's got one.
Just such a classic.
It's got a voice like this.
Yes, it does.
Yes.
It rings like a bell, as they say.
And it does. It's very warm and
we're
large.
enjoying one right now.
We are enjoying
Yes, we're
one
enjoying
right-
one right now. Yes. Yeah. So that's my Capo Corner, is the repair and adjustment. Well, not a repair, but an
An
adjustment
adjustment.
of this guitar.
You did a front end alignment.
Yes, which just makes it sing like a whole choir.
Now she sounds like a race car.
And now I can. It's so new. Like I'm gonna have a lot of fun just breaking this thing in. Sounds like Doc, you know.
What's the saddle made of on that? It's not a. Doesn't look like micarta.
It's bone.
Is it bone?
Everything's
Okay.
bone on this.
Nice.
Yeah,
It's very shiny.
yeah. Still get the glue stains from the
Yeah.
sticker, but God knows, just such a great guitar. Anyhow, I wanted to mention that because Dave has been so supportive of us, and is a fan of Robin's, you know, and Robin was always very happy that I found the proper U.S. endorsement. He actually had tried to get me an endorsement with a couple of companies down there. He wanted me represented in the U.S. And so for me to actually work with Gallagher, it's like the biggest thing ever.
You guys were having a good old yarn out on the
Oh
balcony.
yeah, Dave Mathis. If you ever want to get, if you go to Gallagher, go to their website, give him a call. You'll talk to David, I'm sure. The man is cream of the crop. He's one of the best guys. He's just like Robin. He's so incredibly into guitar and players, right? He
Yeah.
just loves guitar players. So, anyhow, big shout out to the crew down there. He took me all around the workshop with the phone and introduced me to all the builders. Like, it was really cool. So it was just, yeah. And you've got something too that's really, I love this story. It's incredible.
We were up in Canso over the weekend, as you know, and
Yes.
I was accosted by some viewers of the channel, which was a big surprise because you weren't there.
Right.
And we had a little chat. I've actually met Brent before, but Kathleen and Brent Myatt from Canso
Sweet.
were up there, and we ran into them and got some selfies taken and everything. And them and their grandfather watch String Theory every Wednesday night and are big fans of you and the channel, and it was awesome to see them. So shout out to you guys. Thank you
Awesome.
for your support.
Thank you. Yep.
Nice to see you.
And hello to everybody in Canso.
Yeah.
It's a town that has supported me for over 20 years. And I hope things get back to normal down there the way they were, everywhere. We want them to be back to normal, right?
It's a beautiful place to wake up in the morning.
It is. You know you're going to have a good day when you wake up in Canso.
Feels like home.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
So, there we go. There's the intro and the sponsors and the Capo Corner and the drinks. And this is all good. And we had the funny thing with the cane handle.
I wonder if we're clearer.
Yes, you
or
are,
if-
apparently.
We are.
Or if we're moving faster
faster?
than normal.
We probably are moving quite a bit faster than we
Feel
were.
it's 13 minutes after.
Yes.
I wonder if time is being compressed.
I feel like we've actually done the show already.
We're used to coming out in ones and zeros on
Yes.
an abacus.
Yes, I'm going to write a letter to Elon Musk in the morning describing our
letter.
pleasure.
A strongly worded
A
email.
strongly worded email professing my love for him.
That might get filtered out.
And his giant brain.
It might get filtered out. It'll go to a splam folder.
The splam folder.
Yeah, we'll file 13.
But seriously, Elon Musk
Yeah.
should be put in charge of everything.
Smart guy, doing great.
Maybe now.
Well,
Maybe now?
how about now?
How about now?
I
Now?
can see you.
I can see you too.
Yep, I can very definitely see you. That is you.
You're back.
Okay, good.
Was it an iPhone issue?
I think YouTube kicked us out.
Yeah.
Uh,
Probably because we were extolling the virtues of Elon Musk.
probably.
Yeah, they don't like him. They should. They're helping him. They're helping them make money. He's helping them make money now.
Yeah.
Okay, so seeing as we're
still
back,
here.
we seem to be back now.
Yeah.
So guess what? I'm going to try this beautiful steampunk sour Railway City beer. Let's try this out here.
Sounds good.
You say, tell Chris to stay off the roof.
That's just unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
Are you enjoying one right now?
I'm enjoying one right now. It's a mixed berry sour.
I'm enjoying a simple bubbly.
That's just out of control.
You know me, the teetotaler I am. I'm just enjoying an plain old bubbly.
That is delicious. I don't even know how to describe that. It's kind of grapefruity and cidery,
All in one.
but berry. You can taste raspberries and strawberries or something in it as well. It's unbelievable.
There's a lot going on in that
There
beer.
is. It's a busy beer.
It's a busy beer.
Busy.
How you doing over there, Ginger?
Oh, just checking.
What's the technical report?
Some people are saying the audio's not working right, but
Are we gonna have a musical
we have
interlude?
audio. Okay, now we're good.
Well, I'm checking the audio because we went away. I'm checking the audio. They have to hear what we say. Oh, Chris has got his chicken. He's poking me in the eye.
Okay. We're all good.
And
now,
the
eh?
chicken's drinking Railway City. He's gonna die.
Austin says, I love that song. You played his favorite.
There you go.
Cool.
Yeah.
What's Austin's question?
He just
Go ahead,
said
Austin.
That's all he said.
Oh, Jimmy Rourton.
Yeah.
Jimmy Rourton.
If people only knew
If
what
only
he did
people
to
only
you.
knew. Yes, yes.
All right.
Yes.
So we got through the super chats. Yes.
There must
Okay.
be other questions, I'm sure.
Yes. So there's one from Eli Patrick Music.
Eli Patrick Music, formerly Bluegrass.
Greetings all. Tom T. Hall was one of my favorite writers, and was also from my home states of KY.
Kentucky.
Kentucky. Did you ever meet him, and what are your thoughts on his writing? Also, what did you think of the V?
Of the what?
The V.
The V.
The V.
Is it a guitar? Did he have a?
I don't know, but I did meet Tom. I met Tom T. Hall in 1987, I want to say, 88. I was taken up to a place in Franklin to meet a guy that had written a song that the Sullivan family recorded called Stairway to Heaven, not the other Stairway to Heaven, but a gospel song. And this guy was a very famous gospel writer, and he just happened to live at the top of the hill above Tom T. Hall. And so when that scene got too boring for me, I was only 17. I walked down the dirt road 300 feet, and there was Tom's place, right? Gated house. There was like llamas and goats and everything walking around the yard.
Emus.
Yeah, it was great. It had animals everywhere. And
Alpacas.
I was 17 years old and didn't give a shit about nothing. And I just walked in and walked up to the door and knocked on the damn door.
Like you should.
And he answered the door.
Like you would.
Yeah. He said, "How are you doing? What can I do for you?" I just said, "I'm from Canada. I play mandolin with the Sullivan family band. They're up at so-and-so's house writing a song or trying to, they were actually getting new songs from him." And Tom was like, "Oh yeah, I know him. Come on in. Right in the house with him."
Like he should.
And we stood in the hallway in the lobby of the foyer of his house, and I met Dixie, and I talked to him for 25 minutes or so, and I told him how much I loved him. Right, any songwriter, and I didn't even really consider myself a songwriter at that point. I had written some songs, but not very many that I would ever admit to, and he was the nicest man. And funny, and I said, "Man, you just wrote some of the greatest songs that I ever." And he said, "Nobody in Nashville wants to hear my shit anymore." And it was so funny the way he put it. But then years later, I went to work at a studio in PEI for a guy named Serge Bernard and his wife that made several bluegrass records. They became very close with Tom and Dixie and recorded a ton of their songs. And that's what Tom T did after he left the road. He started writing songs for bluegrass bands and some killers, right? And a lot of his songs ended up on the bluegrass charts, the top 40 bluegrass charts, and right up until his death. And his wife, Dixie, same way, just as good a writer as him.
I like the way you met him because you weren't in your head or anything like that.
Yeah.
So many people don't meet people because they're too nervous or they think they're too famous or something like that.
Yep.
But
And then, so
that's cool.
I did this record, and they sent a copy of the record down to Tom, and Tom T said, "Who is playing?" And he had these. I played mandolin, fiddle, guitar on some of these cuts. And he called back Serge and said, "Who is playing this, and this on this record?" And Serge is like, "That's J.P. Cormier. He's a local writer and instrumentalist." And so they started reaching out to me. If I ever, I guess he looked up my music. I don't think he remembered me going to his house.
Right.
But they started to reach out to me, and Dixie had told me at some point along the ways in an email if I ever wanted to go there and see them and talk about writing and songs that I could record of theirs to come. And so that was my experience with Tom T. Hall. And I also want to say something else. Eli Patrick is I didn't realize who Eli was, of course. We talk to these people all the time. And I saw a video of him. He sent me a video of him. This is a young man, and what a guitar player. What a guitar player. It blew me away. And so, he's been watching us since the very beginning.
He's
And
watching us
he's
right
watching
now.
us right now.
He's semi enjoying us right now.
Enjoying this right now. And I'm telling you what, he can flat out pick. He's no slouch, boys.
We'll have to go on after the show.
Yeah.
You're going to have to show me that video.
I will. It'll blow your mind. I couldn't even believe it. Like I know there's all kinds of musicians that watch this that are really good musicians, right? But when he sent me, I think it was the claw. He played the claw for me, and it's his own version of it, and it was deadly. I was like, holy crap, this is incredible. Yeah, so I ended up texting back and forth with him.
Awesome.
So, Eli, God bless you, buddy.
Cheers, Eli.
So, my God, that's good. All right. Next.
Question from Derek Mosier.
Derek Mosier.
Oh, he's not new.
No.
Probably not.
I just saw Recording King tenor guitar at Fantasy and thinking about getting one. What are your thoughts on them?
A tenor
I
guitar.
didn't know Recording King made a tenor guitar.
No.
I'd love to have a tenor guitar. I
Like
don't
a
care-
4-string tenor guitar?
I don't care who makes it.
Hell.
They're so much fun. They're
Stevens
just,
holds note
they're
on
just
us.
a mandolin, right?
Yeah.
With one single strings.
Right.
And they're incredible for rhythm. Especially backing up fiddle tunes, or especially the Texas style tunes, or accompaniment. They're incredible. And they've been around for 50 years in the folk scene. The Kingston Trio
Yeah.
used a tenor guitar, a 6-string guitar, and a banjo.
Joel plays one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
An old one.
Yeah,
it's
a
an old
really old
silver
one,
tone.
and it sounds gorgeous.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I would definitely buy that just
Yeah.
because of what it is. I don't even care who makes it.
Yeah. Well, you better buy it now, because if you don't, we're going to go in and get it.
We may well do that. May just do that.
It's our ace.
Next.
I guess Colin Doolan didn't get to hear his question answered.
Oh.
I guess it cut out.
All right.
So
okay.
he had the question about the K&K and the classical guitar.
Oh yeah, get the K&K. You can't beat them. I gave a more detailed answer, but
Do you want to do it again because it got cut
well,
off?
it's not really. No, I don't. But I will just want to.
But no one heard it.
Suffice it to say that there is no better pickup that
Cranky
you
old
can put
bastard.
in anything. So
She just called you a cranky old bastard.
especially designed for classical guitars in the very beginning, is what I explained. So
Yeah.
you absolutely can't go wrong. Just put a K in it. You'll never look back, ever. There you go.
Thank you, Colin, for your question.
Yeah, love you, brother.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Now we have a question from Austin.
Oh, God.
Oh, boy.
Yep.
Yeah, this ought to be
That's
rich.
a correct response. How many Jimmy Whartons are there in Port Basque?
Portabass,
2. There's 2 Jimmy Rortons.
but only when he's home.
Do you know what they're famous for at Jimmy Rortons?
No.
Their red tea and salmon sausages.
Yeah.
And I hear that their festive seasonal special is quite pointy.
Pointy. Connect.
Next. That's all we can say about that.
Oh, dear. Here we go. I got a super chat from Mark Smith.
Mark Smith.
Mark Smith.
Back again.
A Life of Music this week was fantastic. Keep them coming. I love that Dave Gunning smarted you up. You're damn amazing, JP.
Dave Gunning.
Yeah, poor old Dave.
Wow.
Blind and deaf, apparently.
I know, right?
Next.
Well, you're making hay tonight, aren't you?
I want to use this good broadband or broadbandwidth.
You in a hurry?
Bandwidth we got here.
You really are going faster.
I am. Yeah, I am.
We have a super chat from Steve Shirley.
Steve Shirley.
He's new.
Don't call me Shirley. Okay, go ahead.
He says, I had a K&K installed in my Taylor 410. I love it. Would you talk about your amp EQ for your studio?
Your amp EQ.
My amp EQ for my...
You're a Fishman. Amp EQ?
Oh, flat.
Pretty
I
much, eh?
run all my guitars through that amp just about flat. Sometimes I have to add 1 notch of bass and take 1 notch of treble off. That's it. Mm-hmm. I don't use any of the filters. I don't use the K&K's sound.
But that EQing is more stage dependent than guitar dependent.
No,
It's guitar dependent.
It's
for
guitar
you?
dependent.
Okay.
Yeah, because I usually hear the amp without anything before it's even plugged into the system.
Okay.
And that's the EQ I leave remaining for the post out.
Okay.
Right. So yeah, my Fishman Artist loud box is just basically flat, and it's the only pickup system I've ever been able to do that with.
Right.
You usually have to haul out all these high end stuff and
Whereas-
ugly bottom end with any kind of undersaddle.
Dave with his 85 band parametric notch.
Yeah, his
EQ
pedal
and-
board. It looks like something out of a George Lucas film.
It looks like Mission Control.
Yeah, I don't know whether he's going to play the guitar and launch a rocket up his own ass. I'm not sure what the hell is going on there. But anyhow, I just walk in with my amp and go, done. Connects. Love you, Dave.
That's fast.
Yes, it is.
It feels faster.
It feels faster. This is working quite well.
Yes.
Lost minds. We have a question from Bram Avery.
Oh,
Bram
Bram
Avery,
Avery.
yes, sir.
He's not new. You're
No.
not new.
He is not.
No. I'm going to be setting up a home studio, and I'm trying to decide on a set of studio monitors. Any recommendations? What do you use?
I use focals for my main mixing monitors, but I also use the Yamahas that are the replacement for the NS10s. I don't remember what these are called, but they're basically NS10s. They don't make as NS10s anymore, but they make a speaker.
But these are powered.
These are powered.
Yeah, unlike the NS10s that
right.
weren't.
And so are the focals, of course. The focals are huge, giant French loudspeakers. Like, they're just beautiful. You don't need a sub.
No.
They have so much bottom. And they're fantastic to mix with, close near field mixing. And I use the Yamahas to hear the mix with no color.
Right.
To make sure what the notes are in the bottom end, that they're actually all being heard. And then I turn the focals back on, and then you can hear the what would be in the sub, right? And and now Dave uses Adams,
Yeah.
which I also love.
And it is a nice set of atoms.
He does, and the reason I got the focals and not the Adams was because we purposely designed sister studios so that if he did a mix and a master, he could take it here, and we could
Double check it.
We could double check it through with the same, because we use very similar mastering techniques, and we've double teamed masters and mixes before, just by shipping them back and forth to the two studios. And other than that, I may have had Adams, but the focals, I couldn't be happy with those. I don't see ever replacing them.
I'll chime in on the subject and say, if you can all afford it, you want to buy brand new monitors. Don't buy a used set if you can help it, because speakers do wear out. They do change tonality and sound.
Big time. Yeah.
And I've recently just had some experience with a brand that's very common, that the woofers in them, although you could not say there was a problem, they have changed.
Right.
And they're exhibiting compliance noise and causing, weird stuff to be going on. So if you can at all afford it, buy a brand new set.
I would absolutely.
And there's plenty of great monitors out there. The Focals, the Adams,
even the Rockets and
Rocket made some good stuff.
Yeah, like the Focals are so powerful in the bottom end, and so designed for what they do. When you set them up the first time, they recommend that you play loud bottom end music to them for 10 hours.
Yeah.
Without stopping.
Yeah.
Just put something on repeat.
Just to settle in the drivers.
And it seasons them, right?
Exactly.
And it's true. I noticed a big difference in them once I had actually played a bunch of really loud music through them, doing like checking mixes, and I'd walk back to the back of the room and just fucking crank them on stun.
Yeah.
And the louder they get, the better they sound, right? And then that starts to draw back.
Yeah.
As they get seasoned, you don't have to press them as loud to make them sound incredible. And now I've had them for 4 years?
You've had those a long time.
And they're incredible.
Yeah.
They just sound beautiful. And we play vinyl through them all the time.
That's right.
That's
what we listen
incredible.
to in here.
Yeah. And that sounds amazing. Like just flat vinyl, no EQ to the turntable, nothing, right?
Definitely do need more than one set in a serious studio.
You do.
And I would never turn anybody off from buying a used set of NS10s, just a good old-fashioned Yamaha NS10.
Yep.
It is probably the most common near-field
and those
speaker
little Orlex
in the world. Yeah.
Those
the
little
NS10s,
those little
though,
cubes.
The
They're pretty cool,
NS10s
too.
that, even though they're from the early '80s,
Yeah.
they still make drivers, replacement drivers for them.
And he
if
can
you
fix them.
if you can make your mix sound good on a pair of NS10s, it's going to sound good anywhere.
You're laughing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the idea. You definitely need 2 sets of speakers, there's no question. I'm probably going to do a YouTube video at some point where I describe my entire studio setup.
Maybe we can just take a picture for now and put it up on the members page.
Yeah.
Just to show where the speakers point and how they sit. And
Yeah, absolutely.
like string playing. We have a super chat from Robert Ballou.
Robert
Ballou.
Ballou.
Is there a chance of seeing you and Beppe Gambetta together again soon?
Not soon.
Or together again? I added the soon for no reason.
But hopefully, yes. Beppe actually just called me a few weeks ago. He was on. He had come over to the States for the first time since the pandemic started, and was going to a fully vaccinated festival out in the West Coast, and Colorado, I believe it was. Him and Freddie were driving. They were afraid to fly. I mean, Beppe is not a young man, and they're both fully vaccinated, but still, he's worried. You know, that a lot of people died in Italy. A lot of people died in Italy, and so yeah, he was over here. I don't know if he's gone back now or not, but we did talk about. I mean, my last major trip before the pandemic was over to Italy in the August before the pandemic struck, and I'll never forget it. Playing guitar with that guy, and then in his own country, was just unbelievable.
Playing with a legend.
Unbelievable. Yeah, playing with a legend. He's a god of guitar, that guy. Just an unbelievable player. And such a beautiful man. And his wife, Frederica, they're so funny. I laugh so hard at those two because they're just classic Italian people, very fiery, hard sense of humor, picking on each other, it's so good, right? And we all get in on it, picking on each other and picking on Beppe, and it was just really funny. Really funny. We had a blast together. And I never ate so good in my life.
Making me hungry now.
God.
You're making me hungry now.
Yes, I am. I am sort of making my own self hungry. I'm eating my own memories. I'm enjoying them.
Eating your own
Right now.
Next.
We have a question/comment from Joe.
Brother Joe.
Brother Joe.
Yeah. He says, "Oh, you answer questions about Tim Hortons, but not mine, such as how many strings on my pet llama."
My pet llama.
24,763 and a half.
Yes. You were sharp tonight.
Yes.
Not many people will get that one.
And Joe combs them individually every morning.
Yeah, I suppose you would.
Yeah.
Next.
Question from John McKenna.
John McKenna.
He's not new.
No, he's not.
No.
Bought an Epiphone Hummingbird thanks to your recommendation. When I changed the strings, I found a foam strip under the saddle. Any idea why?
A foam
Say that again.
strip.
So we changed the strings on his Epiphone Hummingbird
Okay.
and found a foam strip under the saddle. Why?
Never seen a foam strip under a saddle.
Is there a pickup in the guitar?
I don't know.
Is that a bag's ribbon you just pulled out of there? Or what?
Is it like something they forgot to remove before they shipped it?
No.
No. The word foam is what's confusing
Yeah,
me.
that confuses the hell out of me.
Because if it was a shim, it would be wood or
Understandable.
plastic.
Yeah. Or
right?
paper.
Or paper, like a cigarette
Box board.
package.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
We need more infotation.
yeah, we sort of need more information.
Let's see. Here.
Yeah.
There would be no reason to put a foam strip
no,
under it.
No. Because
And-
foam would just compress. It wouldn't act
do
as a
anything.
shim,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, he just says it's a foam strip. It's not plastic or...
No idea. Pick up in the guitar
Well, I can
or
tell you
no
one
pickup?
thing: you got to get the hell out of there.
Yeah.
That's not supposed to be there. The saddle's supposed to be sitting on bare wood.
on the bridge.
Yeah.
In the bottom of the slot.
Yep.
So
So
it can-
vibrating the bridge plate.
Exactly.
It's no-
So it
it's-
can
it's
transfer
you-
vibration.
That's right. Foam would only just kill that.
Yeah.
A very
So-
bad shape, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's that question.
It's a
answered.
mystery. It's a riddle wrapped in an enigma.
Yeah.
Wrapped in
well,
bacon.
An enigma.
Get a little rum going there, do you?
How's your rummy rum rum?
You gotta try this shit on for size.
No.
No.
I don't drink. Forgetting.
I don't drink all the time.
All the time.
Just every 30 seconds.
Next.
We have a super chat from Cam.
Hi, Cam.
Cam Disaster. Cam Disaster.
the Disaster.
In the house. Cam Disaster. He's calling us tonight. Cam Disaster.
He's feeling all right.
Cam Disaster. He's calling us tonight. He's sitting there and watching us and trying not to get tight.
Right there.
Yep.
Cam Disaster.
Cheers, Cam. Disaster.
Cheers,
Mr. Potato Head.
Mr. Potato Head.
Our beloved Cam Disaster.
So he says, "Good day. Hit the like button, folks. And can you tell us where the plaid shirt sale is being held?"
Oh. Little chippy. Nice.
little snippy there, isn't
Yeah.
he, for some guy?
Like I didn't see your down-home plaid pickup truck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't have to look at your flannel drawers for
Yeah.
3 days when you're sitting around
That's right.
there sticking out over your
Yeah.
plumber's pants.
That's right. With your plumber's crack
Yeah,
hanging
your
wide open like
plumber's
the
crack.
Grand Canyon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Jesus
Mr.
Christ.
Welder man.
Yeah, welder boy.
Weld this up, buddy.
Yeah, well done. Connects. String theory, the home of personal abuse.
And
There's a
Michael,
room
you
for an argument.
Ridicule,
I've told you once already.
fear, ridicule, and intimidation.
Yes,
the
live
hallmarks of a
on-
good channel.
Yes. Yes. Come to string theory. Be abused.
That's right.
Michael Easter says you're cut from the same cloth.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Get it? Anyway.
Don't make me unleash a Falcon 9 on you, Cam.
Falcon 9.
Took a Falcon 12.
Falcon 12. I get the Falcon 27 over here. Ken, next. Get us out of this, Ginger. Come on, for fuck's
Help
sake.
us, Ginger.
A
Eject,
question
eject.
from...
Eject. Abort.
You gotta stop talking first, otherwise
Okay,
I get
good,
12.
okay.
Wow,
good.
wow, sensitive.
Jesus, that was harsh.
There, you're
Mom's
out of it.
mad
See,
at
look, I
us
fixed
again.
it. I fixed it, see? We got a question from Big Fuzz Tone.
Big fuzz tone.
I don't know that one.
Yeah,
No,
well,
that's new.
I've seen them before.
Okay.
okay.
Okay,
Got
big
you.
fuzz tone. Lay it on me, buddy.
Yeah,
Have
fuzz
you
us
ever
up.
have you ever used wireless systems on stage?
Yes.
Not that. Do you hear loss in quality compared to cables?
No, I just hear a loss of sound. They stop working. They cut out so often.
When was the last time you used one?
I don't know, a couple of years ago. I've got 6 of them here.
Yeah.
Everything from Sennheiser to Boss to I've bought all of them because I wanted to see which one would work. And they're fine if you're alone and in a modern building. But if you're with somebody else using a wireless system or in a building that has questionable wiring that would have any kind of, the normal AC hum and shit that you get in old buildings, you can have a dropout at the worst times, and then you have nothing. You get nothing to do. But I will say this, because K&K is based, the quality of K&K is not dependent. That's not dependent on it. But the shorter the cable that you use with a K&K, the better your sound. And it's very hard to hear the difference between a 10 and a 20-foot cable. But it is there.
It is a piezo-based
Very,
pickup.
very subtle. So a wireless, there's no cable at all. There's
Well,
nothing.
just a stub. Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing traveling anywhere. It comes out into the end, and it's out to your amp, right? So the quality of the sound is deadly.
If you're using wireless.
If the wireless is translating that and without latency, without the dropouts and all this other shit, right? So
There definitely is a difference between what I would call consumer brand wireless or quality wireless and wireless that you and I would be used to in festivals and touring.
yeah,
If you're touring, you have a guy that's responsible for nothing but wireless.
With a receiver,
There's
yeah.
a wireless plan. He
Yep.
knows everybody who's using a cell phone, what kind of cell phone, any
Yep.
radios, and anything that's wireless. That's all taken into account. So,
Yeah.
like you say, dropouts and this and that and the other thing, and you're using a whole different class of wireless. But to go out and buy X brand wireless little box, put it on stage, and pull up 2 rabbit ears, it's not the same thing.
No, it's not. And what the consumer level stuff that I use, that is, and it's not cheap.
No,
I mean, the Line 6 GT10 is $600 and some dollars,
right.
and it works.
Yep.
It's beautiful. It's a single box you put on your pedal board.
Yep.
The thing charges your
Transmitter pack. Yep.
Pull it out. It's good for 10 hours.
Yep.
But if there's somebody else on stage with one, you're finished. They end up blocking each other out.
Well,
they can't find a
That's-
new channel fast enough.
That's where you need somebody that
Yeah.
knows all about wireless stuff and will put them on channels where they're not going to be interfering with
Yeah.
each other or beating against
But
each
the
other.
problem is that level of consumer wireless doesn't have any channel options.
A
You
professional system
You might have 4, right?
A professional
So-
system has amplified antennas, receiving antennas, and they're actually paddles that are at different points on the stage, and those are doing all the receiving and feeding all the receivers.
What
and
about latency in those heavy duty systems?
none?
Right. But we're talking thousands of dollars.
Yeah, you are
Yeah.
talking like a very pro level of gear.
So I guess the takeaway from this conversation is that wireless at the professional level is fine, but low under $1,000 consumer wireless products are no good.
Yeah,
They sound great
they do sound good,
Because you
but
have
you're going to
no-
be susceptible to.
because you have no cabling, and it doesn't matter what pickup
Yeah.
you're using. You're not sending a signal through any cable.
Yeah.
It's coming right out of the guitar into the amp, virtually through the air, right? And it makes
Yeah.
a big difference because cables choke your signal off. Doesn't matter what kind of system you use.
Well,
right?
and especially like if you want to go there, if it's between a K&K and say a bag system that's amplified and putting out line level,
right,
that's a K&K is a piezo signal.
passive
So
too.
yeah, it's less than an amplified signal coming out of say a Bags or a Fishman or some other kind
But
of.
here's a question
thing.
for you: why? And you know this. Why is the K&Ks always hotter than a powered preamp pickup?
I wouldn't say it's always hotter.
Well, I've never failed to be told by a sound man to turn my amp down.
Right, but don't forget your preamp is your direct out, right? Is what is getting you to turn your gain stage down in the amplifier, not the actual pickup.
But here's the other thing: I can put a K&K through the Fishman, and I turn it on 2. And
the
that's-
Fishman on too.
Yeah.
Right, but as soon as you plug
Because I
in,
put a Bags in there,
Right.
of stage an anthem, I have to turn it to 5,
Right, but you
to
also-
get the same volume.
you also have a gain control on the Bags anthem pickup.
That's with everything wide open, right? So there is a difference, and I never have been able to figure that out. How K&K gets so hot?
Well, to me, it wouldn't be that way.
Really?
If we tested those two things, the Bags is amplified, puts out a line level.
Right.
The K&K does put out a line level, but it's on the lower side.
Wow.
We'd have to go back and look at that gain structure.
We'll
do an
That's
experiment.
a really good video.
Yep.
We should do that. So, yeah, there you go. That's a really cool. You've just spawned an idea for a video. What is actually hotter?
The amplified
A
one.
9-volt preamp pickup, like one in my Yeri, or one of my K&Ks.
And maybe that's a good discussion to have for a video because people tend to be confused between what is a microphone level,
yes,
what a passive pickup would put out,
And what a line level
what an
is.
amplified line level
yeah.
will put out. And for that matter,
And Buddy, he can measure it.
The difference between balanced
And
unbalanced.
yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, which gets you into why you need a direct box,
Yeah.
et cetera, et cetera.
That's a great topic.
Good.
We have to do that.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Next. Next.
We have a super chat from Kevin O'Hanley.
Oh,
Cool.
hey, Kevin.
He says, banjo is working well, did some tightening on the thrush rods and a slight adjustment to the bridge. Thanks for the advice and thanks for the chat.
Wicked. Love you, Kibby.
Hope to see you soon, buddy.
Yep, absolutely. Cat. That was really sliced up into 3 parts here.
It's like a chili got stuck in the throat.
Yeah. The whole chili, not just a seed. Swallowed a whole Mexican ghost insanity chili.
I did have curry.
Oh boy.
Ruh-roh.
Oh, rut roll. Yeah. Get next.
Let's see here. We have super chat from Ian Rossiter.
Ian Rossiter.
Hi, Ian.
Love you, brother. Keep your picking away there.
Nice
See
to
you
see
all
you
the
on
time on Facebook talking about.
Wednesday night. You go on Facebook?
Oh yeah.
I
have
never
to.
go on Facebook.
I have to.
You do.
Facebook.
Facebook.
Yeah.
Face of the book.
Fuck Facebook.
Flippity
I'm going to
floppity
pronounce this
Facebook.
probably wrong. Played Byron Gilchrist.
Gilchrist.
F Mando today. Ever try one? It was a religious experience.
Oh yeah. They're $30,000. It should be. It's one of the best mandolins in the world, built in Australia. And yeah, Gilchrist is a god.
So what makes them godlike?
He studied the best mandolins ever built, like the lures and all these other things, and he perfected it. He was the first one to really ever do it, to build a new generation of mandolins that were actually way beyond the level of Gibson. Because I mean, even a brand new Gibson can't touch a Gilchrist. It just can't. And he just I don't know. How does Robin do what he does?
Right.
You don't know how they do it, but every Gilchrist I've ever heard in my life, there was one in this room, the Spinney brothers.
Spinney Brothers had a Gilchrist.
Gary,
Yeah.
he's got a Gilchrist, right?
Yeah.
That mandolin sounds like a fucking Martin guitar. It's huge. It'll drown out a banjo, and that's what every one of his mandolins do. No one really knows what he does differently. Right?
Attention to detail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just an incredible eye for the type of wood he's using, the way it's dried, the way it's glued, the way it's carved,
The way it's put
the
together.
thicknesses of everything. It's just,
Yeah.
God knows. If we knew that, we'd be able to build them ourselves, right?
I bet you there's a class of how you have synesthesia
Yeah.
and you see colors and stuff. I know that when I look at an instrument and hear it,
Yeah.
you strum it and listen to it, I visualize the construction.
Yeah.
And I bet there's guys that are way, way above that level, that the builders, when they're building it, they can say, I'm going to change this
They can
tonality.
hear it
or
without it being built.
Exactly. And they're building that sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They can see the sound
Yeah.
by the nature of the materials and the shape and the dimensions and all of these. Yeah, you're exactly right.
Right. You know how I always
totally
listen
agree.
to a guitar before I put a pickup in
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
And I loosely base where I'm exactly positioning the elements
Yeah.
based on what I hear.
I've seen
but when you play
I've
it.
seen you speak into a guitar.
Well, you're going to hear
Yeah.
what it's doing.
Yeah,
But
take
I'm-
all the strings off and put his face in the sound hole. Hello there, and and it's true. You can hear
Right.
the
But
sound coming back.
that's
at you, right?
that's a very rudimentary level. I
Yeah.
bet these builders are like
oh yeah,
gods
oh, yeah.
doing that, where
Yeah.
they're going, it's going to sound like this.
I have to agree.
Yeah.
It's true, and they can visualize. They can visualize the projection of sound based upon the dimensions of the material they're working with, and that's something.
And what materials they're
incredible.
using. Yeah. How the bracing's
Right?
going in.
They know that if the top bout of a mandolin is exactly X number of millimeters, that it increases whatever part of the graphic EQ that they hear, they can see it, right? That's really something. It's true. I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
There's got to be.
Because how you see colors,
Yeah.
I see a graph.
Right. Right.
I see the spectrum.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird.
I'd have to agree. It must be. Nothing else makes sense. All right, let's get the last of the super chats up there, Ginger.
Alrighty.
See what we got left.
We have super chat from Cam.
Cam McMaster.
Cam disaster.
Will a low 9-volt battery, 25% life left, affect the signal or sound?
Chuck it the hell out.
Is there any way to test without battery removal?
Yeah, 9-volt battery. Any guitar that requires a 9-volt battery, it works its best in the first 30%.
Yeah.
After it gets to 70%, signal degradation starts to happen.
Put a new battery in before
Yeah,
a show.
25%. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Get rid of it.
Yeah.
Batteries
What's
aren't-
that we want to do with it?
Throw that away.
Right. That's
Batteries are not expensive.
No.
Put one in
what do we do at shows all the time?
all the time.
All the time.
I've seen so many batteries. Him flinging batteries off the side of the stage at a festival because he goes in and goes, and it's burning him. He says,
I
"This
would
is
never
dead."
do that. I would never do
I've
that.
seen you do it.
I don't put them on my tongue.
I do.
I just take them, rip them out of the guitar, fling them, put a new one in, and jam it back in your guitar.
I have. I'm like,
I don't do that.
This is dead.
Tastes like a 9-volt battery. I don't want to do that.
Like, look, there's flames shooting out of my mouth.
Yeah.
This is not
This
alive.
is dead.
This is dead.
Yeah.
So there's nowhere to test it without taking the battery out?
Batteries are so cheap. There's really not a great way of testing them.
No.
You just put new ones in before a show. You put new batteries in your wireless. You put new batteries in your in-ears. It's not worth the hassle. All batteries aren't created equal. A lot of them have faults and aren't perfect. Just ditch them. Put brand new stuff in your shit before you go on stage.
Absolutely.
Period.
Absolutely.
What do you got going on there? You got a little ringy dingy happening?
We have more
any
questions.
More questions?
Yeah.
Let's have them.
I got a super chat
Okay,
from
next.
Steve Bernard.
Steve Bernard, good to see you again.
Howdy, Steve.
I saw you pick on an Epiphone Excellente in a previous episode. Wondering
did.
what your quick thoughts on it and if you plan to review it in your channel.
I do, and it's one of the best damn guitars I've ever played. It's absolutely
It's Excellente.
stupid how good that guitar is. Stupid. All solid.
Would you say it's Excellente?
It's just stupid. It's beyond excellent.
the Gibson Stupidante.
Yeah, the Epiphone Stupalante. I'm telling you what, that guitar is a friggin' miracle, that guitar. For $1,000, all solid. I think it's oven call. The back and the sides of that guitar are like a painting. And it's got that beautiful, that Epiphone, that weird new satin finish
Yeah.
they're doing. That feels like nitro, but I guess it's a type of poly. but it's-
Inspired by eggshell enamel.
Yeah, inspired by a company that's not paying attention anymore. Okay, next.
Oh my god.
Wow, we're saucy tonight, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
On our new Starlink on our high
On our
horse.
Starlink, my nipples are all
So-
hard.
You're so fancy.
Nipple link.
There's a super chat from Jeff.
From who? Jack.
Jeff.
Jack's right over here.
Monsieur Gallant.
Hey, Jack, are you on the computer?
Actually, there was a request to see Jack. Someone remembers him from being on tour. They wanted to.
He doesn't like to be disturbed.
Yeah, he's over there
Yeah.
half snoring and grunting
Yeah,
on the sofa.
he's not very for the sociable these days.
Jack,
He's-
you want to come over on camera?
He's nearly 70. Leave
yeah.
him alone.
Yeah, he's done.
Okay,
No,
next.
he's asleep. So yeah, we got a super chat from Jeff.
Hi, Jeff.
Jeff
How's that?
Gallon.
How's that hat? Haven't seen any pictures.
Yeah,
I know. Where's
bastard.
the pictures?
Yeah.
He says, "Good evening, fellas. Chris, did you install the Starlink shirtless like you installed K&K's and Big John's guitars?"
Well,
Shirtless?
shirtless.
Oh, yeah. No, he pantsless, actually.
Yeah, Dave from Gallagher might have gotten a little bit of an extra
Yeah, no,
tour.
he didn't. He was like, "Don't show me that. I don't want to be traumatized." He said. So yeah, no, I'm literally talking to David Mathis, as the owner of Gallagher Guitars, on Zoom. I look over on the roof and Chris is full moon up there. Hey, show him this. Show him. I was like, no, we're not showing him that. Okay, next.
Oh dear.
You got to have fun somehow.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes, Ginger.
Wait,
Pull
I
it
lost
together, Ginger.
Oh my god.
What has she been eating?
I don't know, but her connection isn't that fast tonight.
No. She definitely needs a boost.
She does.
Not feeling the love here.
She's dry. That's what's wrong.
That's what's wrong.
We got a question from Jason Gavel.
Here, take that.
Or Gabble.
Jason,
Go by Babo?
Yeah,
What?
I have a Caesar.
Well, get on it then.
Okay.
She doesn't have a Caesar. She's
I
lying.
do.
Glass
Well,
is empty.
I just finished it.
Glass is empty.
Her glass is empty. She's
Do you
not,
have
she's
any
not
tips
enjoying
for
it.
playing
She's
fast
not on
bluegrass?
What? What?
Do you have any tips for playing fast bluegrass? I've been working on some Billy Strings tunes like Red Daisy.
Well, the first thing you should do is listen to a guitar player.
Easy now.
And
Play nice.
JP Cormier, friend to everyone.
you should. No, there is. I've said this before. There's no way to magically become fast. You have to just practice tunes, and the reason Billy Strings is a fantastic guitar player, but he doesn't play tunes. He's a jam maniac, right? So you might not, if he plays Salt Creek or Billy Cheatham or Billy or whatever, you're not liable to ever actually hear the head of the tune the way it's written. So you go back before him, you listen to Doc, you listen to Tony, you listen to Dan Crary, Norman Blake, and you learn the tunes exactly the way they're written. And you start off slowly until you can play them so fast that you can't see your own fingers. But it takes time. It takes months and months of work.
So what you're saying is when he's playing them, he's just hitting the high licks.
He's hitting a bunch of ad lib licks too. He's not.
But he's not playing the whole tune. He's just hitting the high points.
He's playing an ad libbed version of all these. That's what it's called. I mean, it's jamgrass, right?
Yeah.
Like he's a master of just shredding for no reason.
Right.
Like that's what's made him famous. But you put him, I've seen him play down, but he still doesn't quite actually play the whole tune the way it's written. He's still messing with it, right? So you've got to start back at the beginning and really learn the tunes. Then, once you know that information, you can do anything you want.
Yeah.
But you got to start at least playing the tune right, right? The way it's written, the way it's done, at a normal pace. Don't be a maniac.
Like Judd Gunning is doing, listening to
exactly.
all those old influences.
Yeah.
And
how do you think Billy Strings
memorizing.
learned what he learned?
Right.
He didn't learn from some guy that played like him.
Right.
He learned from Doc Watson, Tony Rice. He copied those guys and became Billy Strings. I'm the product of all the people I copied. And I mean, almost any trade can be said of, right? Any craft skill, like you learned a lot of things about what you do in your early days, right? And if those people saw your work now, they'd probably see themselves in what you do. The same thing as when I've run into people that I've copied, they see themselves in me. When I met Chet Atkins and met Doc Watson and met all these people, they were like, geez, thanks for the compliment, man. You really paid attention.
Right.
They didn't commend me on being a great guitar player because I wasn't. I was copying them.
Right.
Right? And that's why Billy Strings is so famous, because he copied them, but he didn't produce that as his product.
Right.
And that's why
Put his own spin on it.
That's why he's done so well.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he's not a super fast player. That's the other thing that you got to realize about Billy Strings. Not that fast a player. Jake Workman, Cody Kilby, Brian Sutton, the three guys that have all played in Skaggs' band. Now those guys can play so fast and so clean that it's supernatural. Billy is not a lightning player. He's just a really cool player, right?
He's
very clean. He's got really interesting ideas that sort of go off into nowhere and then suddenly come back around to what he was thinking.
he's shock and awe.
Yeah, he's shock and awe. And that doesn't get you speed. So you have to, again, you got to go back and learn tunes note for note, exactly the way they were written, because they're complicated. Learning something the way it was written is not going downhill. It's going uphill. If you can play Salt Creek exactly the way Doc Watson played it, you're doing something, because not many people can. Or they choose not to, and they do a half-assed version of it that doesn't capture the feeling that Doc was trying to capture by wanting to play a fiddle tune on a flat-top guitar.
Right.
He was trying to capture the economy
Right.
of a violin with a flat pick.
Like
right?
John Allen Cameron
Right.
playing fiddle tunes on a 12 string.
He played them note for note.
Right.
And that might not seem like much until you realize he did it with all downstrokes and a thumb pick
Yeah.
on a 12 string.
Yeah.
It's nearly impossible.
Well, look at
right?
Dave trying to reproduce all that for his
look,
John
Dave,
Allen.
Dave trying to walk.
Yeah. Well, Dave just trying to spell his own name.
Yeah, I know. Okay.
There's one more question
One more question. Okay.
Okay.
to make up for our time in.
In
Nowhere
Land.
Land.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
So it's Nathan Nunley.
That's new.
It might actually be.
Okay,
Nunley.
Nathan, you are new. Welcome. Nathan, he's so new.
Welcome, Nathan.
You're so new.
We're so glad that you're here.
We really like you already.
Nathan Nunley?
What rhymes? Yeah, Nunley.
We're not sure why you came here,
But you're a Chumley.
but yes, you are. You're the only person I ever wrote a theme song for the first time I heard their name
That we never knew.
that we never knew before. So welcome to String Theory.
Come back again soon. There.
Now,
Hold on.
goddamn,
Cheers,
that's something,
Nathan.
that's something special right there.
Yeah,
Happy
first,
Wednesday,
first question.
buddy.
It's a
Theme song, first question.
Right?
You
There
better
go.
work hard on Jeff's theme song, otherwise he's gonna go.
Jeff can. Okay, go ahead. Sorry, Jeff.
Jeff can eat my hat.
Or his hat.
Yeah, it's his hat
Yeah,
now.
yeah. Connects, go ahead.
Okay,
Love you,
so he
Jeff.
says, was wondering if you ever heard or seen of a Fender La Brea or La Brea,
La Brea.
made from 87 to 92 in Korea. What's your opinion about it, please, sir? And thanks. Keep on picking and grinning.
I don't know it.
I don't know it either.
Fender La Brea.
I'll look it up though. But generally, I'm a huge fan of Fender Electrics. I've always played Telecasters for most of my career as an electric player. Spent a lot of time around Strats too, and Jaguars and Jazzmasters and all those things, and Starcasters.
Yeah.
And as for the acoustics, the new California series that's out now, they're all solid, like the one I had, the mahogany and
Right.
oh my god, it's a beautiful guitar. And prior to that, they had, I think, from mid-70 till now, they sort of went through a dry spell with acoustics of all kinds, and now have started to catch up. Well, just going back in, they're putting these guitars through these same high-end luthier shops in Indonesia and China
Right.
that everyone else is using, right? So,
A Fender La Brea. We'll have to look it up.
yeah, I'm gonna have to look that one
Yeah.
up. But like generally speaking, I've always been a fan of Fender, even when they were bad.
It's
know,
an
I like-
amazingly interesting
Yeah.
story. Like I've gone down the rabbit hole on YouTube on Fender
Leo
guitars
Fender
many
never even
times.
played guitar.
Yeah.
Couldn't play guitar.
Yeah. He was
And
more
he-
like a Bill Lear
Yeah.
making a product.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah. Anyhow, we're 10 minutes over, which is a good thing. And the
Wowza.
question tonight, to get into the amazing draw, the huge draw,
The big prize bin.
the tri-store explosive guitar packed,
The trough of prizes.
the trough of the ditch full
If you want to come and suckle on the teat at the trough of
of
prizes.
prizes. This is where you want to be.
Yep.
And tonight you're gonna have to tell me exactly the birth date of Elon Musk.
Oh,
Oh,
there's a Google
that's
question.
what you were Googling before.
Uh-huh.
So when was Mr. Elon Musk, who has so graciously provided his genius to
And we
us?
want it translated into the star date.
Yes.
Star date.
First two people with the birth date of Elon Musk are going to go into the draw.
Do you know it?
Yeah,
What is it?
Is it June 28th, 1971?
it certainly is.
Wow.
Who's that?
Michael Mercier.
Michael Mercier. You are now in the draw, sir. Send us an email at jpcormier38@gmail.com. We'll put you in the database there. And who's number 2?
It is Michael O'Coin.
Two Michaels.
Okay, he's not in either.
Nope.
Michael O'Coin, you've been here
Monsieur
before.
O'Coin.
Send me an email, jpcormier38@gmail.com. We'll put your name in the database so we can contact you when we make if you win the draw. And yeah,
Team Michael tonight.
Team Michael tonight, 2 of them.
Good job, boys.
So thanks to our partner stores, G&G, Fantasy, and Opry Music, for allowing us, helping us do this huge draw. And thank you for being here, and Ginger.
Well,
Lovely Ginger.
I've enjoyed it immensely this evening.
Yes, and thank you to Giant Railway,
Giant Railway
Golden,
Museum,
Golden Butter Crisp biscuits.
Golden Gorge buttercream.
You sound like you're enjoying it right now.
I'm enjoying one right now.
Are you?
All right. Cue the music, Ginger. And again, I just can't believe how easy this was with internet.
I know.
Well, YouTube kind of figures out.
Yeah, one
Yeah,
little
well,
glitch.
that wasn't Elon's
You
fault.
always need one glitch.
Elon is faultless. Faultless. Okay. Ow.
Ouch. My
We'll
bum.
see you next Wednesday night. We will be here. We love you. And remember, whoever has the most guitars in the end will win. This is true.
I think Matt Anderson has you beat.
Okay.
Maybe.
See you next week.
Cam got the start date.
Of course he did.